in the vein of what my panel was saying, Aurora is going to have another uphill battle. Let's see what they can do this time around with B-Cup and Lizard.
Very much. Coming into this game, it is make or break here for Aurora, and they might have their day 1 and 0-4 if they're not careful here. Blizzard, how are you feeling about this draft compared to what we've seen from them in the past?
I feel like the draft is, in comparison to the last one, much better. I feel like it's at least playable. I do suppose that you have complement each other a little bit. Like you have Treant that might secure Morphling nicer, like you can help your safe lane. You can also rotate earlier on, and it combos nicely with Q Sniper. I think that also Sniper plus Mars can do more together earlier, and your offlane isn't as greedy. So there's a lot of things that are, in my opinion, a little bit better for them, and it allows them to at least play the game faster. On top of that, you are playing into an Invoker mid. If you manage to somehow shut him down, he might not have as much
30 seconds to battle.
Of course, this Invoker is going to be most likely all about supporting Mirana, as Mirana carry. But in any case, if you manage to shut him down, Laurel might be the weak link.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that ends up being the case. Laurel has been a pretty dominant mid laner, but this time around,
the battle
begins for
begins!
something a little bit different and maybe a more advantageous mid lane for the side of Aurora.
I'm just having some copium, you know, for Aurora. They're 0-3, so hoping that it can't get any worse. So hoping that they can take at least one W in the first day.
Right.
Really damn rough for them. They continue to believe in this sniper support, though. I just want to see if he's going to go for the same build, or maybe something changes this time around. So far, I haven't been impressed.
Yeah, the sniper hasn't exactly felt good. Any of the matchups we've totally seen the support role.
23.
We'll see if they could change that a little bit.
Took so much damage before this lane even started. Just a short little small pause.
Everybody coming back. Everybody's back. No harm, no foul. Nobody out of position. Collapse trying to get some laughter out there, and that's fine. 0 + 0. I guess is 0? If I had to guess. You asking if you could walk back. A lot of all chatting happened. I'm always a big fan of all chatting, especially when it's in good fun.
Q is super out of position, so I understand why he's asking this.
Hey, can I just walk back? And yeah, they're gonna let him walk back. Well, all right, you know, maybe Mavoshka not being so nice once he gets back. He's able to get back. Nobody dies. Nobody gives up first blood, and a little bit of a quick disconnect as we are back on it. Nothing of value was lost by any team. Savage back up to full health. We're taking a look up towards top, and I do need to mention the rabbit mount for the Mirana. Pretty sure that is a very expensive mount. I forget how much it is, but I think it's over $1,000.
It's expensive for you, B-Cop. It's not expensive for someone that won 2 TIs.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. It's also very rare, if I recall.
It looks interesting. I'm sure he's very happy to show it off now. Not really the most staple position 1 through the patches.
It hasn't exactly been some of the most played position 1. But
What?
no, I was just gonna do more on the cosmetics while we were paused. But if you got something important, it's way outweighs anything I was gonna say in the next 5
There's
seconds.
nothing more important than cosmetics.
No, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
course, that's what Gaben likes. Talk about cosmetics.
Well, this beautiful cosmetic on your screen is only gotten by purchasing the Marana sculpture. So, want that? Somehow find a way to purchase that, I guess. That's it. That's all I got. I'm done.
Okay. Speaking of Mirana, this hero is a really strong laner at the moment. She's got 5 CS, a little bit behind on the Mars, but once you hit like level 2, level 3, that's where Jakiro also can shine. You get your Liquid Frost plus Dual Breath, so much damage. I love exactly this facet. You go for Frost. It's pretty good.
Yes,
And Liquid Frost with the Blood Grenade combo, still very deadly. Taking a look around the horn is right now the top 3 on the CS are all Aurora. Granted, we're only 2.5 minutes in, but Invoker, for the moment, kind of getting beat a little bit.
A little surprising considering how bot lane started. Like 23 Savage was under the tower, almost full strength morphed. He managed to recover. And top lane as well, considering it's Jakiro plus Mirana, you expect it to be a bit stronger.
That's mine too.
Just soaking in on the dual breath there as Miposhka is trying to keep some distance between himself and the Radiant side because this Lotus is coming up.
This Lotus,
So picks up that Lotus.
every time a team picks it up, I feel like this lane is most likely won by them. You know, if you can secure that Lotus, you can most likely secure the lane off of the point as well. It's not that strong. It's just like this mental damage that this does. When you see someone just sitting next to that pool, getting free HP, free mana.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice little mental moment, but the better moment is if your support's willing to give it to the carry after picking it up.
No. You keep it on yourself. If the carry needs, you can feed it to him. Spoon feed it. Don't never trust your carry that he's gonna use it the right moment.
That's also fair. Also,
Surprise
speaking
is
of
this.
carries, this is a Marana building. You probably know it in your head already. Arcane Boots, and Miposhka did hand over the Lotus as well.
I'm disappointed. However, that's why they're where they're at. You give him the Lotus pull, he's going for Arcanes, of course, Gleipnir afterwards. That's stock standard on almost any ranged carry at the moment.
Dire structures can take all the hurt.
And then I'll keep
Radiant cares to
Jakiro
heap
with a lot of
upon
mana
it.
as well. That means more dual breaths, more aggression from this Team Spirit lineup up top. Interested to see who's going to be rotating off of mid first. Because right now, Laurel sitting a little bit behind the Monk.
Yeah, he's not too far, right? Like if you're in Walker, you kind of expect that at the moment, but you don't expect to be dominating. Like I would say 9 out of 10 lanes.
Level 5, Monkey King's coming through towards bottom and Collapse. He's holding onto the Burrow Strike, lands it, but it's not likely that he survives here, as there's the Balance Strike from Lorinov to get the kill on a Collapse, and it is also First Blood.
Yeah, nice rotation. The lane was pushed in, so Invoker,
Out of my
of course, he
Red
knew
mist
that Monkey was
spreads
missing.
at
That's where
Radiant's
exactly he
middle
left.
tower.
And say for sure.
This time, as he's currently getting hit by the tower. So that might be a little bit rough there for Laurel. We'll see if he is allowed to go back. If Lorinov allows him to walk back, it's kind of it's a bit of a bad spot.
You just TP everyone in.
That's my biggest question.
I don't think he dies. Even if Monkey goes on him, Larl 99% is not dying, and Jab's trolling him as well. I mean, I'd love to see that. Actually, I'd love to see that.
Just TP mid. I feed mid. Get it, MK. Report mid. I love this. A little bit of banter goes a long way.
Don't kill Invoker. He new to this game. Yeah.
MK party with Invoker.
This is some.
Win trading. I was expecting that. That was the next
Same.
one I was waiting for.
Of course.
Oh gosh.
That's how I look playing Deadlock. I just run into towers and
Yeah, I'm not amazing at that, but I feel like I'm not amazing at games in general.
played the green Pango version. Anyways,
Viscous.
not gonna talk about that game. Instead, Dota. Larl.
All right, yeah. Okay, you know what? He's doing some damage. I didn't think that he was actually going to hit Laurel after that.
I mean, what do you allow him to do? Go back and attack you at the same time? Like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe he could have allowed him to go away completely, but whatever.
That's fair. I get you. Miposhka coming over. And maybe they could tornado dual breath. Miposhka picking up the amplify damage.
Why did he take it away from Invoker?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
He can dish out some serious damage going back top lane, but I'm sure Invoker will be happier with it.
Now, what wins? Lornoff at level 6 or Miposhka amplified damage at level 3, but they don't end up fighting and actually seeing that Miposhka's away. Lornoff went towards top, but still not fighting anything.
Jakiro just a little bit too tanky. So if you jump him with Monkey, chances are you won't kill him fast enough, and you just need +1 with the DD Jakiro to kill the Monkey. Playing Radon.
Who spoiled that shot? Our thanks.
Larl TP'd in as well.
War has come to
Let's see if they can
Radiant's
maybe
bottom
make a move
tower.
on Jabs here. Scan connects, and because of that, I guess Larl just has to ghost walk away. Perhaps go back mid? I'm not sure. We'll see what he decides to do right now, but this is the problem that I see with Invoke. You just make these rotations, they don't connect, and then you're kind of stuck. Okay, he's going on Sniper. Arrow connects. Easy kill, and now Jabs. He can't really help. No arena. Going on collapse.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Is he gonna die? Lornoff, he's got that mastery up, but can't really chase the Stand King for now. Q is here, he's got P. Big pumping it, collapse. Yeah, he stuck around for way too long. Mira will not be able to.
Abs.
You're a tree hugger. We'll call it knackered.
And another one. And stacks as well. Like, this start is way better than game #1 for Aurora, or any of the games today, I would say. Collapse is trying to TP in to save his stacks, but they're already gone.
Stacks gone. 2K lead for Aurora. Yeah. Like you said, looking way better.
Much better for them. Poshka does get another ancient stack at least for Collapse. He's got that level 3 Sandstorm. Is it easy for him to farm it? Not really, but yeah, it's fine. Maybe a little bit later he can go and farm out this pushed in wave.
Well, 2K net worth lead. What can they do with it? Can Aurora secure themselves their first game? Stacks gone, like you said. Net worth lead being gained by Aurora. And 23, despite the fact that we saw that beginning of that lane where 23 all of a sudden had like 50, 75 health to start, he's top of the net worth. He's had a great game so far.
Yep. He's having a... like, this is what I see 90% of the time, though. Like, every time I see Morphling in games, he's on top. He's free farming. Like, you try to kill him a couple of times. Maybe if you have some nuking hero, you fail, and then he free farms. As a position 4, you feel kind of useless, and you just start rotating across the map.
What are the answers for Spirit at the moment? They're just waiting on farm. They're waiting on their items, right? But is there anything more that you'd like to see them do?
I don't think they're too sad with the game's going. It's all on Larl and his rotations. Like, this hero is basically made to rot at this point, and he's gonna actually...
That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
We've got the Tornado EMP. Out of mana is Lorinov. Starstorm lands. Dual Breath's there. They get the kill on Lorinov. And that's exactly what they needed. It was just a rotation into a kill.
Yeah, and it's such a good kill as well, because it prevents them from making an aggressive move on tier 1 tower top. Plus the arena is boosted. Very nicely done. Completely different situation, I would still say. Much better position to be in, but Q mid lane, Mira missed.
Like
Fortunate, and now they're going to have Lorinov come back into the mid lane. And he's going to look as Jabs is dead up top to Radon for Mira. The shrapnels are placed. The sharpshooter is going to be thrown in death.
Tower is under
I love how he tried, like,
Radiant's towers
some
are
other
fortified.
hoodwink
Just
tried
like
to
Radiant's
jump
top
off the
tower
cliff with
is
the
under
ulti,
attack.
right? Like, you use that sharpshooter bounce back to jump off the cliff. Instead, what he went for is 4Q sniper. He tried to get that kill before he died.
Yeah. Maybe no chance
Dyer's
to think about that, though,
tower
with Simeon's
is
stride on
taking
Lorinov,
many
right? Like,
wounds.
as long as he's got health, he's going to chase you down no matter what.
That's true
Dyer's
as well.
bottom tower has fallen.
It was unlikely
It
that he
could be
survives that.
worse. Or could it?
Kind of needs a little bit more.
Well, it's not great for him, but this network is completely fine for a mid lane monkey. This is basically what... Moving across the map, creating some space. Your network will suffer a little bit unless you're like 10-0 at this point, because you're not really hitting creeps at all times. Overall, I think he's okay with his network at the moment.
Well, you're okay with it, but how much of a problem will you see Radon getting a lot of farm? His Maelstrom is flying out, so he'll have that. You do have Collapse at a decent net worth himself, going into the pipe, 1,800 gold into it.
Interesting, by the way, he's going for the pipe. So basically, when the draft completed, I was looking at both sides and I was thinking, damn, this is the first 2 drafts where no one is buying auras. You know, like, you look at these heroes and, okay, supports, but there isn't a core that buys them really quickly or wants to buy them really quickly. It looks like Collapse will be a little bit unconventional on the Sand King. Like, I've seen a lot of Blink first, I've seen a lot of Bloodstone first items, but he's going for straight pipe and then Crimson. So full on going for that aura carrier.
On our screen, the Hill Troll Berserkers and the Cobalt Foreman.
They're lined up very nicely.
That's
Are
my
they-
Foreman.
I like the chain right there.
I'm a big fan of the goblet he sips out of with the rubies on it.
He's got such a good goblet, but his tent is like 2 sticks and hide.
And you spend
Look at that
money
tent.
when you spend money on the drip and not the housing.
Dude, that's literally every Bosnian. You don't have a you don't have an apartment, but you're driving like some BMW from 2024, you know? You have nowhere to live, you have no food. but your ride is cool.
Well, not for much longer. Down goes the Cobalt. Come through
Radiant's
towards bottom, but
bottom tower
Radon
is
is
under
actually the one who
attack.
might be in a little bit of trouble here. Balance strike to start it off. They go to the arena. And Radon hit with the assassinate. They'll get that kill out of the Marana.
Radiant's bottom tower.
23 Savage also
Much
showing
like
up.
Cordwood
Zero's
before
over bottom for the
Axe's
side of
hammer.
Team Spirit.
Dyer's
Find nothing.
is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's
attack.
unfortunate for them, but
Radiant's
very
bottom
fortunate for the
tower
side of
has
Aurora.
fallen. Are you going to do
Dyer's
something
middle
about
tower about
is under attack?
Aurora and what they've been able to accomplish so far, but net worth still sitting at about even with the Marana.
Dyer's
at
middle
6,500.
tower is under attack. War has come
So far,
to
so good.
Radiant's
I just
bottom
feel
tower.
like they have too many heroes on Spirit, at least. The way I see the mid game play out is they have too many of these heroes that want to stay on sidelines, and only Sand King to really be charging in.
I'm not opposed
And
to
even
taking
Sand
the
King,
occasional
you don't
bounty.
necessarily want to be charging in. That's why he's going for this build. Like, he's buying Pipe, he's buying Crimson, because
Radiant's
they don't have
bottom
anyone
tower
else
is
that will
under
be
attack.
frontlining for them,
Right.
creating that chaos in fights. Like, this isn't your Sand King that goes out, blinks back in stuns, goes out, pops Bloodstone with Epicenter, you know? He has to be very tanky. On the other side, it's so much easier. You have Wukong's command, you have the arena. Even Treant with Overgrowth will be able to set things up for them.
You've gone the easy route of just, stacking circles.
Yeah, pretty much. Circles are good in Dota
Illusion.
most of the time.
Definitely most of the time, and see Hugh just showing off the fact that he can assassinate. Chooses not to at the moment. Finishes off those drums. Again, coming towards bottom, though, is Team Spirit. They've got Mira waiting within the trees, waiting for somebody to react to collapse, and Warrenoff showing as the bushwhack lands. The acorn shot's thrown over. The heroes here, though, for Spirit are just
Dyer's
not
middle tower
all
is
there.
not what it used to be.
They're
That
connecting.
is for certain.
With some, at least.
Wondering if maybe
Dyer's
they catch
middle
Q in this
tower is
position,
under
but that's just an
attack.
illusion that sees Q. Oh, Tornado EMP. Sharpshooter with the bushwhack. They've got the man out of his hands. They go to the arena. They get the kill. Oh, yes, they do.
Radiant's bottom
Warnock's going to
tower
be
is
dead.
under attack.
Collapse and Laurel taking a lot of damage under the
Dyer's middle
shrapnel.
tower is not
And the
what it used to be.
morph turning into the
That
Sand
is
King.
for
Throw strike on
certain.
Laurel. There's the Ice Path as well as the dual breath. That stops 23 Savage from getting the kill on Laurel. The assassinate's going to come through. They get the kill on the
Dyer's
jabs.
middle tower
But
is
they'll
under
lose collapse. Another assassinate. Mira's dead. 2 heroes gone on
Radiant's
both
top
sides.
tower
Some
is under
strike.
attack.
Not going to land on an Ollie. But it will be a 2 for 2.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You're much happier if you're Team Spirit with how this went. Like, you got the kill on position 2 and 3. Meanwhile, you lost the
Axe
support
observes
and your
carnage underway
offlaner.
at
Like, you can
Radiant's
see
top
how much Sand
tower.
King does in these fights if he's up front with the pipe. It really makes a difference.
Radiant's top
One thing
tower
that
is
I
under attack.
also noticed is that Aurora, they're lacking
Dyer's
damage.
middle tower
They-
is under attack.
It's so difficult for them to take down any targets. Yeah, you have a lot of these circles, but no heroes that... Sure, shrapnel, and that's it. Like, if your monkey is dead, shrapnel is how you deal damage. And if your monkey is alive, well, your monkey has a
Dyer's
Midas, so
middle
he's not
tower
going to
is
do
not what
way
it
too
used
much
to
as
be.
well.
That is for certain.
Yeah, getting a Midas, maybe expecting this game to go super late, but is late where you want to be if you're Aurora?
The prize is mine.
I think so. I think they're like super late game is stronger. And I don't think that Midas is necessarily only about the late game. Like, you get a lot of attack speed. It's not terrible for you when you're playing mid. But if, let's say, if he maybe had an Atos there with a Vitality booster for that Gleipnir that you usually see from monkeys mid, and maybe that would actually
Bounty!
make him live through that engagement. But
Right.
Midas is gold, though. It's shiny.
Gives money.
Yeah.
Always nice. Top of the net worth without a Midas is 23. He's doing a-okay. Collapse, he's been keeping up, though, and he's almost got the Crimson Guard. The Aura game is there for Collapse.
Dire's middle tower is under attack!
Absolutely full on into the Auras. On the other side, Mars is also buying Crimson Guard, which does make a lot of sense. Bot lane, Wukong's, Mira.
Dire's
Sharpshooter
middle tower
to
is
get
not
out
what
of the
it used to
circle
be.
on the run.
Dire's structures
Trying
are
to get away from these
fortified.
heroes, just buying some more time, but eventually will die. Primal Spring is there. Ollie
Dire's
gets the
middle
kill.
tower is under
There's
attack!
the Leech Seed slowing him down. Never had a chance, really, again, with Simeon Stride just allowing Ornoff to keep up.
It's so hard, you know, even this kill, it took them so much time to kill a Hoodwink position 4 on the enemy team. Even though you have vision of her and you can follow her, you even committed Wukong's command for that, so kinda telling of where in this game Aurora is at the moment.
Right. Game 5, though. Things not moving too fast. We're not seeing these major 5-on-5 team fights right now. Both teams content with just kind of farming it up. Especially with the Midas now going into the Maelstrom, which is completed, flying out here for the Monkey King. You've got Manta ready going into the BKB after this Crystallis for the Morphling. Like, they're super content with farming on the side of
Oli,
Aurora.
look at Oli, please. This is... that could have been so good from him. It still is. Like, he broke the smoke with his face, but he still broke it, and he's a 5, so probably the best hero. If you are going to die to that smoke...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack!
The reason why this game is slow, by the way, is 100% the mid laners. On one side, you have the Monkey King, on the other, you have an Invoker whose rotation
Radiant's
really
middle
work.
tower has
Strike,
fallen.
arrow, Sunstrike, and that is a very dead
You had
Sniper.
No place here.
Radon getting that kill.
By the way, Invoker just purchased, minute 19, Midas. Larl has one as well. He's like, no, Monkey King, you're not gonna outfarm me.
And they've heard that Midas is good.
Or enough. Ooh, I think he did spot the Ghost Walk. He should have at least, yeah. He's scanning for Invoker.
The scan with my icons always is misleading. It looks like the icon is under the scan. It doesn't have enough going that way, and they're going to morph into the Sand King. They go to the Burrow Strike. Burrow Strike out of the circle, though. The Arena's going to follow it up. It's the Circles game, and they've made the Venn diagram, and they'll get the kill to Collapse.
Radiant's middle tower
They get
is
that
under
at least.
attack.
Assassinate on Amira. Sharpshooter, Ice Path, that all lands. Ollie goes into the Overgrowth, so they have the lockdown to maybe stop the chase from Spirit, or maybe turn around and go. Radon killed off by 23 Savage, who turned into the Sand King once again and had the Burrow Strike to get the control onto this Mirana. Maposhka being chased down. 2 more shots needed to get this kill. Thinking about an Assassinate under the tier 3 tower. They don't quite care. Boundless Strike. The Assassinate lands. They get the kill there onto the Jakiro, and 4 heroes are dead on the side of Team Spirit.
Look, the moment Sand King dies, if you weren't there fighting with him, I don't think you should take any engagements. They died so easily, and Rudan got collapsed on in an instant. I think he wasn't as trigger happy with BKB as he probably should have been in that last fight, and because of that he does fall. Also, they're losing
Dire's
gauges
top
off of that.
tower is under
Roshan
attack.
easily taken by Morphling.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And this is
Much like cordwood before
Aegis
axes through
score
Roshire's
23.
for shiny under attacks.
and he is top of the net worth.
He's having a good game, like a good target to morph into as well, right? Like the skin of Sand King, that Impale and Sandstorm to follow him around. Plus Aegis, like they're ready. I feel like Aurora, they were really lacking damage earlier on, but they have these 5 heroes that really benefit from... It's not only the levels that were needed, like they needed a lot of items, and now they got them. Like, Morphling, he's got the Daedalus. Like, you want the damage, that's damage. Right there.
And the thing, too, is he wanted to go for the BKB, and he thought about it, but the fact that he's getting this Aegis means he can forego it. And there's the blink into the arena. They've got the spear. Mira's dead. We're off, getting that kill with the Boundless Strike and collapse. By this tier 2 tower pretty forward. They don't have the arena anymore, but they could just blink spear, and 23 Savage with a Daedalus could get a kill.
Shiny.
However, they won't make that chase.
Because of this build that Collapse went for, right? Like, he doesn't have a blink. So initiating on the side of Team Spirit is extremely difficult. Like, you need to somehow use this Ghost Walk, scout the heroes out, maybe set up with Tornado, and then use the Burrow Strike afterwards. But you don't have this instant oomph, like, okay, I jumped this target and it's blown up in a second. They just don't have that.
Definitely feeling the lack of damage from a mid laner for the side of Spirit. Like, we're not getting the most out of Invoker at the moment.
Yeah, you think? Like the Midas Dragonlance not working. The thing is, like, I feel like this could work in some different game in which your carry can actually go in and be a Chaos frontliner. My issue with this is the Mirana and the Invoker. They kind of covered it. The way this Invoker is built and the way it's played, it kind of covers the same
Dire
role.
structures are fortified.
So,
Super,
of course, it's
super
Team Spirit.
fortified.
Like, they can make anything work.
Like you
It's
can't
just
even
Dire's
imagine.
will be a bit more
Tower
difficult.
is under attack. Killing spree.
Get the kill there onto Mira
Dire's
again.
top tower has fallen.
Going off
It
on
could
a
be
killing
worse.
spree.
Or could it?
He's going into the Gleipnir. They are even thinking about high ground.
I think they can. There's no Woodwing. They can
Dire's
just set
top
up
tower
923
is
Savage. They have
under
the
attack.
arena.
Radiant's
anyone
middle
goes
tower
in,
is under
You
attack.
collapse.
Burrow Strike from the Morph.
Radiant's
Turning into the
bottom
Sand King.
tower
Burrow
is
Strike turning it
under
around.
attack.
Now Ice Path is there on the ground. They're trying to get the kill to 23 Savage. And they'll take him out behind the tier 3. They will activate that Solar Flare. They've gone to the arena. They have the control. They'll have the damage to get the kill to collapse. And now they're going to look over at Jabs. Wukong's command's going to be committed. 23 Savage on the back lines. They've lifted up this wave as well as the tier 3, so they're not going to lose the tower, but they'll end up getting the kill onto the Mars. Lauren off, Mischief, Tornado landing. They've got the Shrapnel down for a second. They start to walk away, and without this Sand King, the chase from Spirit's going to be limited.
No matter how far ahead you are, high ground Oda needs to be respected, right? Like, this is the best position for Team Spirit to fight in. And
Dire's
22
middle
Savage, I
tower
feel like
is
it
under
was
attack.
unnecessary the way he played. Going so far out, so deep, even just allowing Mira to resurrect
I
and
usually
have a
like
proper
my trees to
5v5.
myself, but I'll make an exception.
Like, he forced Mars's hand. Like, Mars needed to jump in, pop that arena.
Yeah, otherwise he was probably dead a second time.
So 1-for-1 in this situation, I think, isn't something that they'll be too happy with, but they do see Larl once again on top lane.
Who's going for the BKB? So Hurricane Pike, BKB, Octarine. All that's nice, but you're up against the Morphling, who is top of the net worth by quite a bit. This is a really, really tough game for Spirit to just shut down the Morphling from his advantage.
You could see that they are able to take him down, though, right? Like, if he's out of position, like, there's a lot of damage coming from that Solar Flare. It's still like one of these spells that catches me off guard, just how much damage Mirana deals. If you're a position 1, of course, and not only Mirana, but her allies too.
Now, the thing about that, though, is they were able to kill 23 Savage. He extended the time where he doesn't have BKB. He's now going for that.
He's got it, right? Like,
Yeah, I think it's flying out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And they're going to find Laurel. Assassinate, Tornado, EMP, well done, but the Boundless Strike lands. The Nature's Grasp is down, slowing them up. Getting the kill is the side of Aurora.
A division game is also very strong, like this ward on the cliff. And it's not only the ward on the cliff, like you're playing with, on Team Spirit, like you're playing with this Invoker plus Hoodwink. They want to play inside the trees, they want to be sneaky, you know, like just catch pickoffs, farm behind enemy lines. You can't do that versus Oli's Treant and the Monkey King. Like they just scout you constantly.
The red mist spreads at Radiant's
strike, Wukong's command, Burrow strike,
Dire's top tower is in one of them.
They still fight into this though. They are
Radiant's
without
middle
Laura.
tower is under attack.
They're not gonna fight.
Dire's top barracks have fallen.
Side
Do
lost.
not blame that.
They
Dire's
still have
top
the
barracks are
outer
learning
tier
the
2s.
business of war. Dire's
available,
top
so
barracks have learned the hard
nothing
war
will
has
happen.
come to Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Can they get done?
Oh no, I'm just looking at
Dogs.
Arena. Maria. That is a squirrel caught.
Hello to my uncle. Forgive my man.
And to nobody's surprise, squirrel in a gladiator arena does not survive. Also, Crow doing some major damage.
Koshka, Ice Bat. We just missed.
All kind of off the mark, and now that's going to leave Laurel and the rest of the team kind of exposed here. 23 Savage pops the BKB. He is going to go in on this, try to get the kill to Laurel. They'll get the kill to the Invoker. They're going to look off for the rest. Mapochka running away from Lordolf, who doesn't have a lot of mana remaining, but the Assassinate flies too. They get the kill to Mapochka. That's going to be 2 heroes dead on the side of Team Spirit with the buyback being used by both of them. They go after 23 Savage. They'll get the kill onto the Morphling. He's in too far. He's in well ahead of his team. And now Radon going to try and turn this around with the BKB. They've got the Sharpshooter. They have the stun. Burrow Strike on a Q. They'll get themselves another. And it looked oh so good for Aurora until 23 Savage went in just too far.
Yeah, I think, you know what happened there? Solar Flare didn't kick in just yet. So Mirana was hitting Morphling for almost no damage. And he felt because of that he can go in a little bit deeper. But then that Solar Flare damage actually racked up. It is nighttime, so it took a little bit longer. Once it did rack up, Mirana actually started kicking ass.
Yeah. And that was Morph taking a lot of damage real fast. Clipping in there. With the epicenter, of course. But that did cost the buyback from Laurel and the buyback from Mira. So despite the fact that 23 Savage does end up dying in that fight, they pulled out a couple of buybacks in that one.
Yeah,
which could make the difference.
Of course, I feel that if you're Aurora, you're still fine with everything. You're not that happy that your position 1 died, but overall the fight was very convincing for your side. If you take the same one again, they won't have the buyback on Invoker.
Searching.
War has come to Radiant's bottom tower.
Are smoked up on the side of Aurora.
Axe's heart goes out to Dire's courier.
Well, losing the courier, beating the gem, but they've got the spear that lands on a Mapochka. And Assassinate follows it up. Macropyre on the ground. Ice Wall also being used there by Laurel to try and keep them away.
Yeah, no huge cooldowns, and you dodged this smoke quite well on Team Spirit. Maybe even a chance for you to attack. There is no arena.
And they make the move. Still set here on the side of Spirit over by the tier 2 mid.
They have the Bloodstone and they have the Blink now on Collapse, so a little bit easier for them to make a move if they want to. Still 8k behind. It's not a comfortable position to be in.
Mm-hmm. They back off on the side of Aurora. Be ready for Roche, which is over bottom, and maybe they go for that. But Spirit, they're going to smoke, and Ollie again, dude. Just in these perfect positions. Burrow Strike lands. Yes. Will they react on the side of Aurora? They're nowhere nearby. So it looks as though they're going to let him die. They'll lose Ollie. He's dead for 45 seconds.
Oh,
There is a gem that is picked up by that courier.
Yeah, he was delivering himself wards. And because of that, the courier was close enough. Like, Mira was going for the gem, but his courier was just close enough to snatch it. So really nicely done by the Treant. At the same time, though, they are smoking up. And it looks like if they find no one, they can go straight into the pit, right? Not sure if they're quick enough.
We're gonna go to the pit. Where is the side of Aurora? Don't want to be giving up this Aegis.
Solar Flare used.
So way back in.
They're so fast, though.
It's too fast of a Roche take, and
Roshan
Ornoff,
has
he's
fallen
nearby,
to the
but
dire.
nobody else is here. And unfortunately for the side of Aurora, they've given up this Aegis.
Yeah, nothing really they could have done about that. Treant was still pretty much
Dire's
dead when they
middle
got into
tower
the,
is not what it
into
used
the
to
pit.
be.
They
That is
couldn't
for
connect fast
certain.
enough. They did buy some new items, though. They have a full nullifier on 23 Savage, so that can come in handy in this next fight. There's just a lot of things that you can nullify. Too surprised he went for it. A lot of damage as well.
23,000 net worth on 23 Savage. As that nullifier going into the Swift Blink.
Radiant's middle tower
This
is
is-
under attack.
Tough right now, because now you have to try and go and fight into an Aegis, right?
Pretty much. Like, I feel that they had solid control of the game once they took the high ground on top lane, but right now a couple of mistakes here and there, specifically losing the Treant in the mid lane. He broke the smoke, it was good, but they couldn't connect. That arena and the smoke that they had before also didn't connect. Team Spirit, they're so good at these little micro movements. They make you waste a spell, one spell, and they instantly pounce. They smoke up, they get another pick off.
Now, Ollie was that pick off. He's trying to get into a Blink Dagger to set up a better overgrowth situation. It's tough, though. Radon now with the Satanic taking out this Mirana gets that much harder. And also has that Aegis, so in theory, 3 lives, right? You get low, you Satanic, you die, you
Prize is
respawn.
mine.
BKB, of lifesteal as well. And she didn't really reach her full potential. Like, you just wait and see when this Mirana gets like a crit. That's when things really become interesting.
Aurora beginning and more so in the without the last 5 minutes or so, we're being quite aggressive, but they do smoke up.
You have this Blink Hex on jabs, so Mars initiation is even stronger now.
See if they can find anybody as the side of Aurora and 23 Savage looking to
Invisibility.
activate that old adage, the best defense is a good offense.
But the only problem is
The
their
red
mid lane
mist
is being
spreads
pushed in.
at Radiant's middle
So-
tower.
Spirits should know they're coming.
Can they jump? Can they find this arena? Smoke breaks. Shrapnel's down, and they're just gonna back away from each other. They wanted it. They wanted to find their mark, and they wanted to go in and fight despite the Aegis.
Yep, I think they just had that Hex in mind. When you get the Hex, the next team fight can be crucial for you because you can eliminate that one hero before he even BKBs.
Yeah.
But they didn't manage to, and right now this positioning could be solid for Spirit. They have the high ground.
Just used Acorn Shot. That's going to bounce off of Lornoff. Rin picked up. And still nobody fully committing just yet. And they're going to back away. Actually, Maposhka goes all the way back to the tier 2 mid.
Yeah, strategically this game is much better than this game, the first game of the series or the last series as well. Like, you can see the way their brains are working and how much they're invested in just taking the right fight. There isn't like this, I don't know, just full Davai. You know, you
Dire's
just go
middle
in,
tower
you hack
is
someone.
under
No, you
attack.
need to take the proper fight in a proper position around your wards. The network difference really isn't there. Like 4K is not that much at minute 35.
It's not, and it comes from the fact that they get that kill on Ollie, they're ending up taking the Aegis, they're able to farm on these heroes as time
Radiant's
goes
middle
by.
tower is under
now
attack.
Laurel, he's got that
Radiant
Midas that's
structures
turned
are
into a
fortified with 12
BKB with
important
a
vitamins
pike,
and
and he's got
minerals.
2,700 gold to spend.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're getting a lot of gold on these heroes. But the answer is if Aurora can
Radiant's
answer.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh, the Aegis has been reclaimed, and if there is time to do it, this should be it. Look at Sniper, by the way.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like, these supports should just say that they're cores at this point. Just stop
Radiant's
this madness.
bottom
Just buy
tower is
yourself a
under
maelstrom.
attack.
It's been bothering you, hasn't it, with these support cores?
I mean,
Radiant's
not really, not
bottom
with some
tower
heroes
is
like
under
Hoodwink and
attack.
these types that Dark Willows. I'm fine when they get to right click, but I feel like Sniper is there for the first 3 minutes of Shrapnel, and then he's just in his own world, you know. He's
The red
trying
mist
to become
spreads at Radiant's
a
middle
second position
tower.
one.
It's really, you know, the support cores are quite nice. It's like the spork. Fork, spoon, sport. Core,
Nice.
support, sport. We've got them now. They can be both.
I get it. So it's the new position.
Yeah. No jungler, just spores. I think that works out.
He's got all the talents for it. 30 attack speed on the Sniper, 30 headshot damage as well. You know, and the items as well are exactly as they should be. Maybe some maelstrom here and there for faster farming, but this is also fine.
Next rush potentially in a minute and 20 seconds, so 80 seconds minimum. And both teams may be feeling the presence of that third Roche coming their way. We've got 23 Savage at level 24. Close to that level 25. Going for an Eye of Scotty. Has that Satanic now.
Look at that shield barrier. Like he went full strength, took the shield.
Very balanced.
Yeah, this is when you should fight. But one tornado, of course, and it's gone. But still, he's got extra 3,000 damage shield applied.
For now. Slapping down the tail, collapse, maybe looking for the blink epicenter. Wards placed and trying to get some vision and trying to get some
Dire's middle
information.
tower is under attack.
Nothing gained just yet. You see these illusions pushing mid. But all 5 heroes of Spirit are going to stay still, and they're going to throw that arrow to try and get them some
Dire's
information
middle
over on the high
tower is
ground and
not
see
what
if they
it
can move
used to
up.
be. That is for certain.
They're just not really willing to take a fight here, just because of that cliff next
If
to the
Dire's
river. They
middle
know
tower
it's
was
worth
worth
it.
a damn, it would
Taking
still
a fight
be
right
standing.
there would be kind of difficult for them. Top lane is also being pushed in, so someone needs to take care of that lane.
Ends up being Laurel.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now maybe they have an opportunity, but again, they've got this obs, they have this sentry, and it's going to spot some information. So go for the arena. It's going to be a spear coming through, but this is Collapse going in with the BKB. They're going to look over at Jabs. He's going to be all alone. Ice Path, Macropire, they get the kill onto the Mars. They'll end up losing Maposhka with the right click damage coming up from Radon with the Solar Flare. The BKB is going to run out on the Marana. The leap away, maybe going back towards this Morphling who turns into the Sand King. Burrow Strike onto the high ground. Oh, the Burrow Strike. Ay. That's going to stop the TP, and now he's going to have to run, trying to get out of this one. As the Boundless Strike lands from the Monkey King, the BKB is going to be popped by Laurel. They've got themselves the Ice Path. They'll get the kill to the Monkey King. Lordov's going to die. The Assassinate lands on Amira, and they'll end up trading there. But it is a 2 and a 3 taken out on Aurora for the Hoodwink of Spirit.
Yeah, not the best trade right there for Hoodwink for Monkey King, but that fight, it looked so damn good in my eyes. Like Jabs, he jumps in And he skewers like 3 heroes, 2 of them at least he spears, the third one he hexes, so he separates them completely from the fight. But Morphling at the same time gets controlled by Sand King, so he cannot follow up into that arena to dish out any damage.
Yeah.
Even though they had the advantage in numbers, because Invoker was defending the base, like, they still couldn't take that fight properly because Collapse is just a beast frontlining, preventing 23 from much doing anything. Also, Monkey King not dishing out any damage there was an issue.
Roche up in 9 seconds. Delornoff dead for 30. We saw how quickly they take it on the side of Team Spirit. As Roche is now up. They've got Solar Flare if they want to just pop it and go, but for right now, nobody's in the pit. They're expecting Aurora to kind of inch out. Maybe they can catch them a little bit too far from safety.
Yeah, if you're that deep next to Rush Pit without your BKBs, they're still on cooldown. It's dangerous. Like, at least Larl's still is. 4 more seconds.
Now they've got Lorenoff back in the mix. Daedalus picked up for Mirana. So even more damage with the activation of the Solar Flare, just coming through at a quicker pace and making things a little bit more difficult for the side of Aurora.
It's a massive damage spike for Mirana now. Like, Daedalus does so much on her. The attack speed is already insane. You get bonus damage from your Solar Flare. The attack speed, of course, as well.
If anybody were to see it, there is an amplified damage bottom. It's a stalemate so far, a standoff at the Roche Pit for this third Roche Aegis Cheese, Roshan's Banner, and Refresher Shard. As Ali hidden invis, looking for his opportunity to blink in and maybe go for an overgrowth, but forced to blink away, so that's on cooldown for a second. Solar Flare is used. They'll hop into the pit. They'll start to take this Roche. It's going to go down pretty quickly, so they need to make a move. They know that they're in the pit. But look at how fast this Roche is. They throw a tornado out. There's nothing. Nothing there for the side of Aurora. They'll BKB. They'll try to leave. Lorenoff goes in with the BKB. They're going to go with the Burrow Strike, but now he's going to pop his own BKB. They try to get these heroes. They throw the Gleipnir, and everybody on the side of Spirit pulls that ejection cord and gets out. The only one who was even close to going down is Mira, but scurries away.
And he gets the Wisdom. Or he doesn't collapse, snatches it right in front
Griefed
of
by his own Sand King.
Well, Sand King is getting closer to level 25, so...
Yeah, but Mira's getting closer to level 20.
I would argue that 25 on Sand King might be a little bit more important at this point,
No.
but... Of course, yeah, sure. But damn, they took that rush so fast. The Solar Flare, and you can see the standoff, like, the Aurora were not really willing to engage, but also not willing to give rush away. They just weren't prepared for the speed. And they took it way too damn fast.
Hoshka getting the upgrade to the Liquid Frost with that Tormentor taken. Aurora, again, now they've given up the last 2 Aegises. Aegis Sai. And gotta find a way to fight back.
I think they still can.
Yeah. As they're gonna...
Yeah. Lags. Throat lags. Some Blink Hex is still available for them, and these heroes, look, we're entering this super late game in which heroes can die within a second. This Morphling, even with Swift Blink, Daedalus Nullifier, he hits too damn hard. So if you can jump someone with Mars Hex, that target probably is dying in that one singular hex. That's why Mirana, by the way, is still carrying the cap, like the neutral item. Just some good old 40% stats resistance. He gets hexed.
Still one of the strongest things in the game. I'll reconnect. See how quickly we'll get back to it. And right now, if you had to guess the win percentage on the Dota graph, what would you think it is?
I would say it's like 50-50. Maybe 45-55, something like that. How often
Dota, the Dota Plus graph says 74% for Aurora
Damn.
and 26% for Spirit.
Interesting. That's probably because of the heroes or something. Maybe it's not used to seeing this Mirana carry, or not sure how it's coded. But on
It
one
used to
side you
be-
have Morphling, on the other side you have Mirana.
Yeah. There's some heroes that Dota Plus really like Spectre was one of start the game with like 65% is Spectre and not lose it unless you were down like 25% or 25,000.
Well, there was one patch in which it truly did feel that way.
Well
If you remember Batman, like that guy was like top 1 rank, and the only hero he played was... It was such a good patch. Like everyone was just buying Earn first item, and
Yeah.
the comeback patch. You like, no matter how hard you're losing, you press ulti at some high ground push, and
You
suddenly
win one
your
fight,
team-
it's back.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that was when. Did that line up with when we were covering China DPC and Vici came back from LBZS down 45,000 net worth or something like that? That was Rubber Band patch, right?
Bro, I was still playing in the rubber band patch. I don't think you covered anything with me. I mean, maybe, not
There's
sure.
been multiple comeback patches. Is they're gonna tornado, burrow strike, jabs caught here, arenas, but just dead. That is not a good place to be caught out like that.
That was a lot of damage coming from Sharpshooter as well. Mira went for that plus 125 Sharpshooter max damage, so he can blow targets up as well.
They're gonna
And
go
he
for
can also
Mira.
die.
Yeah, they've got that kill. They'll take out Mira. Dead for 75 seconds. Actually doesn't have buyback. Radana level 25 threw the arrows out. Boundless Strike gets on the other side. And that's thanks to the shard that Lorinov has.
They're still sticking around, though.
With no Mars. But Mars has a buyback and a TP spot to the outpost if they want to fight.
This is really cool how they circumvented them, and now they can maybe even get on top of Larl or any stragglers in... Let's see.
They might be able to do it, especially to collapse. But the blink away from Ali.
He was afraid of detection. Oh,
Boundless Strike misses. Now they've got the Nullifier. They'll go and throw their own Burrow Strike. But Burrow Strike from Collapse with the BKB. He'll try to get the Epicenter off. The Aviana's Feather will activate, and the Epicenter will do nothing. As 23 Savage gets the kill
Radiant's bottom
onto
tower
Collapse.
is
And
under
he's dead
attack.
for 90 seconds. Doesn't have buyback at the moment. He doesn't have the gold for it.
this is a huge opportunity for them to push in now. Doesn't have 1,000 gold, so no bounty runes or anything like that will help him out. Like, without the Sand King, they're all ranged, so they can still kinda hold the high ground defense, but it will not be easy.
And they do it. Can they pull it off for the side of Aurora?
Haste!
Arrows being thrown out by Radon as the two handed on to the arrow is interesting. We'll see if it ends up affecting the fights at all, but they
Dire's
go.
bottom tower
And they
is
have
under
got
attack.
Lorinov dead to rights.
What?
Nobody can save him. He is dead for 97 seconds, does not have
Dire's bottom
buyback.
tower
Oh,
is
boy.
taking many wounds.
Yeah. Sometimes you just go in like that, and you get blown up. There
That
was one hero that can do that. That's the Morphling. Like, he goes in, he hits the tower a couple of times, he swift links out.
An easy
You can't
shot.
catch him. He's way too quick. He's got that 40% waveform cooldown reduction talent as well. Monkey is not Morphling. Like, he cannot do that.
He was trying to do the Wukongs with, giving him
Yeah.
space, has the extra circle, but he had put it in a position that put him too forward, I would say, or allowed them to be too forward on Spirit.
Yep. Well, unfortunate for Aurora, because they had a really solid chance right there to close things out. It will take a little bit longer, and Team Spirit, they have Collapse now back again.
Collapse is back. Tell a friend. Collapse. Ooh, he's gonna blink. Pop the BKB, they've got the arena down, they're gonna kill on Radon. He's also dead for 100 seconds. The Sunstrike's gonna come through and get the kill on jabs. They'll go in, find the Burrow Strike coming out from the Morphling. Morphling taking a lot of damage inside the macro fire. Oh no! Collapse with the epicenter, they'll get the kill on a 23 Savage. They'll take him out for 97 seconds, and they'll look over at Q, who's gonna die. He just bought out on an MKB, so he is dead for 70 seconds. It looked so good for Aurora taking out Radon to start, but they melted on the side of Aurora.
It looked way too damn good, but you have to remember they have two of these right-clicker range zeros. It's Invoker as well. Like, this guy isn't your classic spell casting Invoker that you remember
Radiant's middle
from before.
tower. Puny Radiant hides behind their fortification.
Oshka, he's dead.
Yeah, but
Radiant's middle tower. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
But they don't have creeps, so
Are
maybe
you
this is
going
actually
to do something
pretty good
about
for you.
that? As
See,
Radiant's
try and
middle
cut off the
tower
middle lane?
falls, Axe's middle
Do they try to
finger
go for high ground? That's
rises.
the question.
No, no.
Well, Larl is still around. He's got the pike, he's got the Ancient Guardian, like, he's
Yeah.
dishing out a lot of damage here.
They're gonna go for it, just the two of them. Nobody here to defend.
Radiant's middle
They're trying to
tower
defend
is
it
under
with
attack.
the living armor, and it's keeping it alive for now. So they try for it. They don't get it just yet.
Yeah. An attempt. You know, you poke it a little bit, just see how much damage you're actually dealing through the living armor. It isn't a lot, and it will be healed back up by Oli, but let's see, Larl down bottom. Jabs is actually in position to jump him, but
More folks
Morphling.
coming.
might be a bit too late. Let's see.
Also, Roche respawning in 5. Short Roche timer.
Oh, Larl is still around. Jabs. He sees him. X is there.
He's got heroes close, but I don't know if they're close enough. They're not. They'll get the kill on Laurel. 23 Savage pops the BKB, and now without... They've got buyback again, but without him, it's going to be tough.
Now time to defend as 4.
Yeah.
As 3 at the moment, actually. They were actually coming to him, and they were right behind. They wanted to connect with the Invoker, but he greeded out a little bit with that camp. They knew exactly where he was, and it was a little bit greedy from
They're going to
Larl.
give up Roche.
This is the first rush in a while that Aurora have taken,
The
right?
Radiant now
They got the
picks
first
through
one, and
Roshan's
now they've got the
bones
fourth
for
one.
shiny objects.
This is massive for them because of one item. I would say, of course, Cheese Ages, they're both very important, but this Refresher Shard on Mars completely changes the fight, because now you can blink hex the Mirana twice, maybe blink hex her and Invoker. Double Arena, of course, is
Dire's
massive.
bottom tower is under attack.
Mira on the run, but look at how fast the Simeon Stride is.
Radiant
Boundless Strike
found the
just off
weakness
the
in
mark.
Dire's bottom tower.
Collapse on the high ground.
It
Everybody on the
turns
side
out,
of
if you hit it enough,
Aurora are actually on the
it
right
will
side of the
fall.
lane. Smoke gets broken. Mars, unaware of the fact that Collapse is right by them, thinking about the epicenter. They go to the Wukong's command. Collapse is going to be
structures are
behind them, but he'll
fortified.
blink forward, looking for something. The assassinate on Amira. Nobody's in the Wukongs.
Dire's bottom tower
Thinking about the
is
epicenter,
under
there's the blink into the
attack.
Burrow Strike. They're going to buy back on the Invoker. They go for the Sunstrike. They're trying to get the kill on the 23 Savage. So look over at this Monkey King who eats the cheese. He's got the BKB. They've got the arena down. 4 step forward from Laurel. They got the Aegis out of the hands of the Morphling. They're trying to get a second kill on the 23 Savage with the Burrow Strike. Popping the Lincolns on this Morphling. BKB's going to run out in a moment. BKB pop by this Mars. Goes back into the arena. Taking a lot of damage though. Only down to about a fourth of his health remaining. They go to the Duba that lands on a Lord off the wave going forward. They get the kill on Amira. Now Burrow Strike coming through on the 23. They go to the Overgrowth. It's going to be it for Molly. It's got the control. Can they get the kill though? 23 low. Sunstrike kills them all. He's going to be dead for 99 seconds. The buyback. They've got the Gleipnir down. The look over at this Invoker. They'll take out Laurel. Ollie's dead. Down goes Jabs. Laurel falling. 4 heroes dead. Full team wipe here for the side of Team Spirit. Buyback immediately used by Laurenov. As it, again, with the Aegis looks so good for Aurora, but Spirit always find a way.
They truly do. That's the Refresher, that's the Aegis, that's the cheese as well. Everything, literally. And you still can't take that high ground team fight into Team Spirit. they're just way too damn good at defending. Like, they bait out the Wukong's command and they play on the outskirts. And while they're playing on the outskirts, Collapse is rotating behind them, right? So he jumps in with the perfect epicenter on 2 heroes. Even though the arena protected them a little bit, like, it wasn't good enough. And this wasn't... Like, the way they won't fight so far is they jump a core, they hex him, and they eliminate him immediately. You can't do that when you're pushing high ground. You did get Mira. That's good.
Who bought back, and he's dead for 120 seconds. Morphling is actually short buyback, 93 gold.
There's a bounty
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen. Radiant's middle barracks have fallen. Axe wishes it was you instead.
It's just a set of racks. Don't waste the buyback.
They did ping the tier 4s, but they opted not to go for that. They don't have Hoodwink for 100 seconds. So, everything considered, this still gives a good opportunity to Aurora to fight without Hoodwink.
Certainly does. As we're also, by the time Roche is back up, we're going to be at 60 minutes. If Roche comes back up before somebody wins this game. So the chaos gets more chaotic.
They're not gonna wait for that. They smoke up immediately. They understand we have a full minute without Hoodwink. Like, he brings a lot of control, a lot of damage as well. Poshka.
Oh, still Maposhka in trouble. He's got buyback, so this kill isn't terrible for the side of Team Spirit.
Yeah, and they used the BKB on 23 for that. So Morphling used the BKB, I believe Jabs used his as well. Yeah, without 2 buybacks.
They know that. They want to go. 3v5. They're even trying to go for this. Strike, deafening blast. Ooh, overgrowth used before he dies. Now they're going to look over Radon. They've got themselves a Wukong command for the leap out. Endless strike coming through. Oh no! He's going to die. He's dead for 2 minutes. The arrow off the mark, and the tornado's going to be off to his left. He'll turn into this Sand King Burrow Strike, trying to get some distance away. Blinks away from the side of Team Spirit. He'll start to shift into that Agi, but Collapse on his heels. Waveform needs to get out, but doesn't have a TP for 3 more seconds. Smoked. Oh, Waveform, blink,
is under
and out.
He's fine, yeah.
Regeneration.
That was kind of scary from him, but he understood that there's no stun from the Sand King. Lorenov, he felt too comfortable using his ult, like Wukong's command, and just standing his ground, but there is a Mirana fully 6-slotted, still hitting you. Even, like, she's gonna kill you even through all your armor. And on top of that, you have Invoker with Skadi. Damn, they might just push for throne here. No monkey.
There is Glyph available. Maybe Glyph gets shown, maybe they stop.
The red mist spreads.
They don't care, right? Like,
Tier 4s, yeah, they haven't used it yet. They're going to blink in. They're going to look over. They've got themselves the arrow. They're going to find the damage of the sharpshooter, get the kill on the Q. He doesn't have buyback. Now they'll look over. The Sand King Collapse going to be trying to survive the damage coming in. Had the AV on his feather once again to activate, but he's not going to get far enough away. Collapse is going to buy back into this one. The throat's going to be exposed. They'll go after Jeff. They'll get the kill. He's going to buy back on the Mars. They look at this. Morphling, they'll take out 23 Savage, and Team Spirit will take the 2-0 over Aurora, finishing this one out with a team wipe, and GG is called. Team Spirit, the late game shows its face once again for him.
You know what? They end before minute 60, but the game was still so chaotic, so crazy. Yeah. Team Spirit, this is their TI form. This is why they have so many fans, and this is just another performance that